After the death of Senator Benjamin Nwajumogu from Imo North, Senator-elect Chukwuma Ibezim was presented certificate of return by INEC officials today in Abuja. Senator Chukwuma Ibezim has promised to work with government and private sector to liberate his people by providing skills and other necessary things to boost production with the marketing of the product and functioning library. However, he calls on other politicians to do what is right in politics.
My name is Chukwuma Frank Ibezim,
representing
Imo North.
Congratulations.
The journey so far, truly speaking, our people have not had representation for up to 3 years between the 8th and the 9th Senate. So that's a terrible thing to happen to our people. So today, God has made it possible for us to inch in to the red chambers. So our people are inching in because I'm inching in. So we thank God for a day like this. And we are praying that the days of the cacao shall be replenished. Because lost time, we need development. And one way would be to have a voice in the region. So, I mean, how can you begin? God promised us that He was going to go to the Senate with us and that we are going to bring development to the people. So we watched. Sometimes we almost felt like doubting, but the Holy Spirit kept on assuring us. So here it is. So we are glad. Today is a great day of joy, and He has asked us to rejoice in it. So I am happy. I thank God. You can see that my people are very happy. Because truly speaking, we have, I would say, barely 1 solid year, because after 1 year from today, it goes back to election runaround. So what we expect is to, as usual, ask for God's strength and speed to take it a sitting at a time, a week, a month. We have to be focused. We have to go to the Senate and get everybody that is in the Senate to understand that yes, we've had this challenge of not having representation, and that we ought to have development in our place. The greatest challenge we have in my place, if you go to Imo State, we pretty much have about almost 75% literacy rate and also 75% of unemployment. What does that tell you? It's chaotic. So what do? We need to, I promised them that I'm going to have, my constituency office is going to double as employment agency and skill acquisition center. And I know that one thing that will bring in is that we're going to go out there and ask our people in the private sector. We have good people in the private sector and tell them, listen, yes, we're in the Senate. Yes, we have this leadership, but we can't do so much without a partnership with the private sector. So the first thing that we'll do is to go back there, make sure that the constituency office will capture our people really. Those that have gone to school, those that are semi-skilled. By the time you get the number of people in our Kiwi, you begin to know what their challenges are as far as employment. You can't employ everybody in government, so you have to create what I say, that is making sure that you create training, making sure that you have the right skills for the people. There's no reason why somebody in Okigwe town, you don't have even a proper bakery Some people will go to Owerri to buy bread. Why will people leave Okigwe town to go to Owerri to look for a hairdresser? You should be able to have, if you come even from anywhere in the world, you should be able to have those services and have them properly done. You don't have to risk your life to go elsewhere, because by doing that, you will invigorate the system. So we must do production. Employment, yes. And how do you even go into employment? The other thing is foundational education. The truth of the matter is that growing up back then, we have libraries around the corner. Today, most even capital cities and cities don't have functional libraries. So if you don't have, how would somebody in primary school learn how to be done right? And if you can't learn how to be done right, how would you have proper education? So we have to go back to foundational education.
Okigwe lacks, just like you have pointed out, industries.
So the first thing we do with the education is just go back and form classroom libraries, not cost a lot, just to get the kids to know what it takes to do read and write. Now you're talking about industries. A lot of even federal government industries scattered all over the places, moribund. I would try to see how we can get government to allow private sectors to lease those places. Let it be functional. We'll tell you, hey, take it. But after 1 or 2 years, you must have at least 30% capacity. You must employ people. Anytime you can employ people, you lose the lease. There are so many people who are interested in building this nation, but they may not have the infrastructure. And we have this infrastructure scattered everywhere. Yes, some of them decayed, but the cost of putting them back is cheaper than trying to build new ones. So we have to use our head. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria is under pressure to develop. And we'll be tired us if we allow foreigners to come and develop Nigerians for us. Nigerians, when they step out of this place, you see them being the best in other places. So how come when we come back here? Because in Nigeria, nobody believes that Nigeria is theirs. So until we begin to understand that if there's a challenge, security challenge in the north, we shouldn't sit in the east and say, well, it doesn't concern us. Because once it has happened somewhere in Nigeria, it's going to eventually come to you. So in diversity, we are blessed, but we haven't appreciated the blessings of God.
Okay, sir. For you, it was a very tedious journey to get to where you are today. What is your advice to politicians? You know what I'm talking about?
After the experience.
Yes, after the experience.
I'll say that this should encourage more great minds to join politics. Because this country,
Look at this.
the biggest challenge we have in this country is someone to look up to. By the time you have more people go through it, people will tell you they're going to kill you, they're going to do that and do that. It's only God that has our lives in our hands if you believe. And people talk about killing. What is killing? If you're staying in a country where people are dying of hunger, why wouldn't you step out? Even in that process, if you're killed trying to make a difference, then you are alive. Because why would you be alive? You live in a country and people can't just eat, ordinary to eat, when God has blessed us with all the natural resources. So I tell us that people should look at me. Yes, they could have destroyed me in the process of going to politics. But what do we call destruction? There are a lot of young men and women who lost their lives in other things. Why are we afraid of being in politics when being in politics and having the right people would be being alive in this country? It would be development. It would be having this country as a great nation. So why would you not venture and come into politics?
I'm Bemiga Olamikon reporting for GTV Africa.